Welcome to the L&D Blueprint, where we provide the building blocks to great customer service, learning engagement, and development. Join us as we discuss our growth blueprint. Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of the L&D Blueprint. We're so excited to have you here. This is episode 4, and boy, do we have a great guest for you today. We're going to be talking about resolving issues above and beyond. So we're titling this episode Above and Beyond. And just to recap how we got here, our first episode, we talk about having engaging conversations. We had a lot of fun and giggles with that. Then we talked about empathy, how to recognize emotions and provide the correct empathy. And so our last episode was how to apologize correctly and just do it once, right? If you apologize correctly, you do it once with Luciano. And we learned a lot of great tips from him. So today we're excited to bring you the one and only Maria Elias, who is here to represent client services. She works here with us at Intel. And then Maria, tell us a little bit about you and why we chose you for this episode in particular.
Hello. First of all, it is a pleasure to be here. I am so excited and honored. I have been with Intel for 5 years, and I've been in client services all 5 years. Before that, I was actually working in wholesale, luxury brands. I've been working retail since since I was 17 years old. So I'm not going to say for how long. I don't want to age myself, but I'm really excited to be here today and go into some details that could help others go above and beyond.
Welcome, Maria. We're so excited that you could be here with us today to share your expertise. I know that you had shared with us 3 insights that would be great tips for anyone who is working in customer service to use to be above and beyond with their service. Could you tell us a little bit about those?
So the top 3 things that I definitely want to speak on today are be nosy. We definitely want to be nosy in a good way, and also know the communication styles, which also ties back to active listening. How would I know your communication styles if you never told me? Maybe I never asked you. So ask those questions. And then also just personalizing it, which ties back to truly listening again and being intentional.
I absolutely love be nosy in the right way. I need to know more of what this means. Please, Maria, tell us more. What do you mean by being nosy in the right way?
With being nosy, you obviously want to be professional. But like I said, that clients love to talk about themselves. Not just clients, everybody. Everyone loves to talk about themselves. So let's ask more open-ended questions and try to see what we get out of it. Is they're buying something for themselves? First question I like to ask is, where are you going? Are you going to an evening event? Are you looking for something that's every day? And then that way we can guide them in the right direction. Also, what do you want it for? Is this a super special occasion? You're treating yourself. Maybe it's an anniversary. So I do have a couple examples of some success stories, if you guys want to go into those.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Favorite success story. It was for a luxury brand that we have here at Intel. We had a client call and they were actually shopping in Paris. They were window shopping. And he called in regards to these Python sneakers. And the reason why he didn't buy them in Paris was because he was trying to surprise his wife. And so he figured out her shoe size while they're at the store. He was going back home. So he called us to place the order. And unfortunately, the item was an exclusive in Paris and it was no longer available. Once the advisor realized that the item was sold out, he started being nosy. What do you love about this item? And the client said, I love that it's Python. I love exotic leather goods. And why are you buying this gift today? Oh, it's for my anniversary. My wife and I we're celebrating our 50th anniversary, and I really wanted to get her this special gift. Fabulous. So now we know what the gift is for, why he's purchasing it, and what he loves so much about this item. So the advisor acted quickly. He typed in Python. All of these fabulous items popped up. So instead of saying, sorry, I don't have that for you, like, thank you for calling, the advisor said, unfortunately, we don't have that item anymore because it was an exclusive. However, I do have other options available for you. You said you loved Python. It's a very special event that you're buying for. This would make a very special gift. He said, sure, I'll take it. He didn't ask any questions. He was so excited that he gave him some options. And the coolest part about it is that it was about a $50,000 handbag. And then the advisor took it a step further. So he asked, since it's such a special anniversary for the two of you, is there anything that you would like for yourself, or are you doing anything special for your anniversary? And the client said, yes, we're going to London. We have a very special dinner plan. Our friends are going to meet us there. So then the advisor was able to show him some travel items and sold him a passport case for himself. So again, we would have never been able to do that without asking all of those discovery, nosy things. And now that client is forever loyal to that advisor. And anytime that client needs something for himself or for a gift, he knows that he can trust this advisor with getting him the perfect item.
Maria, I love that you're giving us the green light to be nosy, but in the right way, and
Be
asking those
nosy.
questions so that we can personalize to them. I think that's
Yes.
fantastic. It also kind of goes back to what we mentioned in our episode 1, engaging conversations about picking up on these golden nuggets of information that the customer or the client will give to you or drop within these personalized
Yes.
conversations, and then you just continue to capitalize.
I always encourage advisors, use your notes. The sticky notes app is fantastic. You can write so many notes in there. And now with all of these amazing platforms that we have at Intel with, Salesforce and Genesis, you can actually include those notes into that platform. So then the next time the client calls or reaches out to you, you have everything right there.
Yeah, using our resources. That's
Yes,
fantastic. So that we can continue to be above and beyond.
exactly.
I love that first tip. I think it's a great segue into our second insight that you have to share with us today. I know you mentioned communication styles, and so I'd love for you to
Of
share a little bit
course.
more about that with us.
Yes. Well, everyone is so busy, and especially, with people working remotely. And it's so important to know and understand communication styles and preferences. So one of our high end luxury brands has so many different platforms, and SMS text being one of them. And we have clients who prefer to be reached out to via text. They don't want an email, they don't want a phone call, they want you to text them. So if we're not picking up on those cues on how everybody would like to be communicated, you might miss something. Another thing with the communication style that I want to add to is match the moment. You can really hear emotion through a phone call, text, or email. And I think it's really important to match that. We had a client who placed an order for something really special. She actually gave us a call to see if we can pause on sending it because her mother was really ill. She was taking care of her mom, and the advisor did an absolutely amazing job in matching her in that moment and being empathetic and basically taking a breath and saying, ma'am, I apologize for what you're going through. Absolutely. And give me a call whenever you're ready to receive the item. And it was such a nice moment because the client ended up writing a really wonderful review about her experience. And it was such a quick interaction, but the client felt so seen in that moment. And she ended up giving kudos to the advisor. I think that speaks volumes. And in my opinion, I think it's extremely powerful because you really are a human and we want to treat everybody like they're a human. That just really takes it above and beyond in a different way.
That goes right to the feels. And can I say that a lot of the time we receive calls when people are upset. What you really is matching their urgency. I love that. It goes right to the heart. And then the third one is personalization. I wonder how you tackle this piece.
Ultimately, all of your insights feed into one another. You have to active
Mhm.
listen and be nosy, ask questions so that you
Yeah,
can then match the communication style and personalize. I'm curious,
correct.
like, what are some success stories that you've had, even just with your clients,
Yeah.
to personalize and capitalize on that info?
We recently just had a really wonderful client in town. I asked one simple question: what is your morning drink preference? So, what's your coffee order? What do you normally get from Starbucks? And she said, I don't drink coffee. I'm a tea girl. So, what do I do? Do I offer her coffee as soon as she gets there? Absolutely not. I'm going to go above and beyond and I'm going to have a tea assortment with hot water. I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have asked that question. But other ways that this has also worked for me is I have a little note with all of my clients. And anytime I get breadcrumbs, I update my little notes. And so for the holidays, I don't send traditional holiday gifts to everybody. So instead of sending holiday gifts, I actually do Q4 survival kits, and the clients each get a different box. So I know one of my clients loves, she's a snack girly. She will eat any kind of snack. That's her obsession. I'm going to fill up her box with snacks. I have another client. I know that they love champagne. I'm going to give them champagne as a Q4 survival kit. If they have a pet, I always include a gift for a pet. I had a client that just had a baby. So we made her a little newborn onesie so that her baby could wear it. And that was such, and it takes no time at all. Like it really, the only time that it takes is for me to get to know them and to be nosy. I always receive a thank you when I'm sending these Q4 survival kits because the clients feel seen. It's special and it's unexpected.
Yeah, what a great way to
Yeah.
build a relationship and then maintain it
Yes,
through that personalization and being intentional. I love it. And
absolutely.
and just like what you were saying with the customer service representatives, I'm sure that they can still build and maintain a relationship
Of
with their
course.
personalization.
Follow up is important. If somebody has a birthday, don't even blink. Happy birthday. That's it. That's all you have to say for the client to feel extremely special. Happy anniversary, happy birthday, or congratulations on graduating, or mother of the bride. We always want to make sure we acknowledge those things and those big moments. And like you said, Carolyn, the tools that we have and utilizing those, set yourself a reminder that Frances is the mother of the bride. The wedding is in a week. Set yourself a reminder that a week from today, you need to follow up with Frances and ask her how the wedding was. Maybe ask her to send you some photos.
And that's how you deliver unprecedented personalization. um,
Yes.
and I hope that it translates to our agents and our advisors, right? Because all
Mm-hmm.
of it, you can scale it down or scale it to your own program, scale it to
Yes.
what you do. What can you offer in your setting that is personalized, that is above and beyond? And it's a guaranteed to not just resolve whatever the issue might be, but to take it one step further and creating,
Absolutely.
guests for lives, loyal guests, loyal customers
Mm-hmm.
forever.
Yeah, and these are
Definitely.
things that you could take in your normal life, like for your friends, for your
Mm-hmm.
colleagues, your coworkers, your team members. If you're, a supervisor, take it to the next level with your
Mhm.
advisors. It really does go a really long way.
Absolutely. Maria, thank you so much for joining us and sharing. I'd
Of
just love to
course.
recap the main things that you've taught us today, the things that we've learned. And that is to make sure that we are in pursuit of above and beyond customer service. We need to make sure that we are active listening, of course, always, but we want to be intentional and personalized. And the way that we achieve those things is by being number one, nosy, but in the right way or in a good way. Questions like, where are you going? And Do you want this item for XYZ? And then some sort of out of the box question. So those are 3 really key questions that we can ask. I love that. To number 1, be nosy. Number 2, you told us about knowing our communication styles. So how do people like to receive communication? And match the moment. So important. And then 3, we learned from you how to personalize, ways that we can take those golden pieces of information that we've learned about the client and then capitalize on that information to build such a beautiful relationship with our clients, customers, anyone, because this applies to any
Yeah,
relationships. So thank you so much.
exactly.
I love how much we've taken from this conversation with you.
Oh, thank you guys so much. And thank you again for having me. It was such a treat. Thank you all.
Thank you all for joining us again for another episode of the L&D Blueprint. We can't wait to see you again. Drop a comment, like, follow, share with your friends, and see you next time.